Good morning, everybody. Welcome to pre-market update. And you can see Nasdaq right side is daily chart, left side is for day trading. You can see we had a nice rally yesterday. Went into the resistance zone in this top red zone, Nasdaq futures, and now they are going back. They are tracing it back. One thing to note: there is a gap up this green line, which I think is pretty much a possible target of this pullback. So from where we are right now, it's quite possible we can go almost like 1.36% down. I'll show you even on daily chart here. I can um, expand it, and if I go 1 hour chart, you can see Nasdaq future opened on a gap up. This gap is not filled. Also, if I go to NDX, which is live cash market, and if I go to 1 hour chart, this big gap up happened, and you can see three sell signals in a row towards the end of the day we got. So from where we closed yesterday on NDX, that pullback looking for about almost about 2.09%. That's where I will be looking to go long and buy maybe TQQ. If that happened today, tomorrow, I don't know exactly when this will happen, but you can see this gap fill is where you would be liking to take a long position. And yesterday you can see this gap here. You can see they fill this gap. All right, now this big gap is also here, so I don't know which way it's going to go. Now market is little down. If you look at QQQ, market is here. They could definitely keep pumping at market open and fill this gap and then come back at the later time. That's quite possible. But I prefer they fill bottom gap so I can load TQQ and then it's going to go higher. So we'll see which way it's going to go. Same thing here. This gap is filled. They had to fill that gap, so they rallied it up. But they left this also gap open. Okay, they gapped up. They left this gap also open. So now this is going to come back at some point, in my opinion. So that's where we are on Nasdaq. Let's go side by side again. And that's where when futures drop there, that's where it's going to be in a buy zone. That will be a good time to buy and go long. S&P 500, same story, went to the sell zone, now coming down. Even on this futures also there is a gap here, and you can see on the right side also gap up. If I go to SPX chart, same story here. Okay, so on SPX the gap is here around 67.31. So S&P 500 has to drop from top to bottom about 1.5%. All right, so Nasdaq about 2%, S&P 500 about 1.5%. And again with the S&P 500 SPY, you can see we are here. We could definitely rally and fill this top gap. This is not fully filled, actually very close to filling this gap. Yesterday was still not filled. We could rally, fill that gap, and then come back down, or we can go down first and then go higher. We don't know which way it's going to go. It's mainly going down because of NVDA. I will show you soon. So that's where we are on this, and Bitcoin is already in the buy zone. You can see here already in the green zone. Now, one thing to note on BTC futures, we did not fill this gap, so they're going there to fill this gap. All right, you can see 1 hour chart. That's what they're doing. They want to fill this gap, so just a little bit more lower. So about 0.56%, so about 2% down in total. That's where this gap will be filled. So exactly that's happening. Nothing much changed. It's very important for Bitcoin to stay above these blue lines. This is 200 EMA and SMA. If that breaks, that's not good because then it's probably heading lower to fill this gap. It's 97K and 91K. And if it makes a new low, there will be divergence, I think, on PPO and RSI. So that means momentum will be building higher. So one other thing, let's check on live futures. Let's see if we're getting any sell signals on 8 hours chart. No sell signals on 8 hour chart. So you can see just a technical drawdown. How about 4 hours chart? 4 hours chart got sell signal here. So you can see buy signal here, now sell signal here. So let's see how far it comes back down. If Nasdaq is going to go 2% down, this is definitely coming way lower Bitcoin. So Ethereum, same story here. If you look at Ethereum futures, this gap, if I go to 1 hour chart, is very close to filling that gap. So from where we are right now, about 2.31% down. Okay, so that's what they're doing on Ethereum as well. So same story. If you look at VIX, VIX had a gap down. So this is very important to note. 1 hour chart gap down. So if VIX goes higher, market is gonna go lower. All right. So we had a 7 count sell signal, so VIX is played out. But if you get a bounce, that's not gonna be good for market. Gold here breaking out of all moving averages, very bullish chart. But people might be trying to short here, to be honest, just because if you look at the levels on gold on the left side, you can see it's really at a resistance and good short entry here. So a short in gold could be good. Look to buy below 40.69. Crude oil going higher for some reason, not sure why. But again, in the resistance or sell area here. So it looks like it doesn't want to make a double bottom and test this previous low. So we'll let it do its thing, but near resistance at this point. Toronto Stock Exchange also had a massive gap up, so they're gonna come back and fill that gap at some point. Apart from that, from stock perspective, Tesla also, like, all these stocks had gaps to fill, and that's what they're going to be probably doing, most likely coming back down to fill these gaps. You can see Tesla had a 1 hour gap up. So from where we closed on yesterday to that gap fill is about 3% away. All right, so a 3% downwards move could fill this gap fully, and probably that's what they're going to do. Nvidia had 5.79% pump, but there's some news with SoftBank selling their shares, so its potential to come back down 5.37% down to fully fill this gap. If Nvidia is gonna come 5%, guys, probably Nasdaq gonna come more than like 2%. That's quite possible. So keep that in mind. Similarly, you can see all these stocks went on a gap up. Microsoft 1 hour chart. You can see Apple did not do that. Google also had a huge gap here. Huge gap. Amazon also had a gap. Meta also had a gap, but they're already very close to filling that gap. Netflix did not have any gaps. Interesting. Broadcom also had a gap. You can see all these stocks went on a gap. AVGO did not come on a gap. So let's see. You can see NVIDIA 1 hour daily chart. This needs to be filled. So that's the target across the board. Natural gas getting a 9 count sell signal, probably going to come back lower at some point. Silver just exploding with gold. Again, I think it's very overbought if you look at day trading chart of silver. Let's show you here. You can see in the extreme sell zone here. So we'll see. Dollar DXY getting rejected. That's helping gold, but dollar is coming into the buy zone, guys. So be very careful here to short gold, dollar here. DXY is in the buy zone. Um, Also, I think USD Canadian is also coming back lower. So very interesting setup. Apart from that, AMD also, all these are with gaps. Qualcomm had no gap. But Shopify also had a gap, got a 7 count SPY signal, but probably coming lower. Palantir, huge gap here. Celestica also. Actually, I'm going to add Robinhood as well because quite a people ask me about it. So let's keep it in our radar. Going to move it here in this list. Hood. So I haven't reviewed it, but multiple gaps to be filled. Costco was interesting. Everything was up yesterday, and Costco was down. Not sure. Must be some news. Earnings is still a bit away, but it's coming back to this nice support area. So, um, but there are no gaps. So we'll see. Banks were doing okay. Canadian banks were all up. CM breaking out. Interesting. BMO, TD. Um, UNH was down with 7 counts buy signal. Would have been a good buy yesterday. Let's see if it's going to rally up or they're going to bring it back down to fill this huge gap here, 273. That would be good to buy if you get that. Okay, guys, I think that's about it for today. If there are any particular stocks you want me to review, put a comment. Let's keep an eye on. If you want to know more about this indicator, buy and sell levels, subscribe to my channel. Stocks I'm buying and selling. Actually, Tesla, I sold yesterday, made 5% profit. I bought it here and sold at right at the top around here. So easy 5% profits I made, and all the subscribers knew they traded with me. And if you want to know more about these, you need to subscribe, and you can make a lot of money with me. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.